Good evening, and thank you for joining us on Wyln News. Here's a recap of our top stories from the week.
On Sunday, December 7th, the Scranton Fire Department was dispatched to the 3200th block of Cedar Avenue for a report of a house fire between 5:30 to 6 p.m. To really put up a fight with the fire, crews had to use water pressure from a fire hydrant. According to Scranton Fire Department Deputy Chief, one person has been displaced due to the fire. Aside from the one person, no other people were reported injured, and authorities say the fire itself is not a threat to other houses in the neighborhood. The displaced individual is currently getting help from the Red Cross. A Union County couple has been charged with several counts of endangering the welfare of their children. 22-year-old Josephine Carr and 37-year-old Christian Waldo have been arrested by PSP Milton on Wednesday, December 3rd, after state police received a tip that their three kids, twin 2-year-olds and a 3-year-old, were covered and playing and eating their own feces. Authorities said that the kids were living in deplorable conditions and were taken from the home on the 900th block of High Street in the White Deer Township. Carr and Waldo were sentenced to Union County Prison with bail set at $75,000. A man is being charged with aggravated assault and robbery offenses stemming from an attack early Saturday morning. Police arrived at the home on the 400 block of North 2nd Street and found the man with multiple stab wounds. 42-year-old Sunbury man Paul Henderson is being charged with attacking his ex-girlfriend's ex-boyfriend with a knife and chain attached to a padlock. The woman told officers that she was sitting in a car when Henderson approached her. The victim went towards her when Henderson and other men jumped him. He yelled he was being stabbed and the woman jumped on top of him to protect him. Henderson and the other men fled the scene. Henderson was later found inside of a bathroom in a store nearby where he tried hiding the bloody knife in the trash. Around 10 a.m. Monday morning, there was an accident along Route 93 in Nescopac Borough at the intersection of Montgomery Street. The accident was caused by a modular home falling off of the back of a trailer. Brian Koch of New Columbia was hauling the oversized load from Bloomsburg to Long Island, New York, before it slid off as he was rounding a curve coming off the Nescopac-Berwick Bridge. Koch says he could not stop and slowly watched the house section hit a utility pole and spin counterclockwise 180 degrees and hit a Nissan Rogue and then a pickup truck, both traveling in the opposite direction and stopping when they saw the load sliding. The Nissan suffered damage to the rear driver's side that triggered the airbags and the driver suffered facial injuries. The pickup truck's driver's side was also damaged and the driver said he had lower back pain. They were both taken to the Geisinger Bloomsburg Hospital, and at this time, their names and conditions have not been released. Coach said he was only driving 20 to 25 miles per hour when he rounded the turn, but thinks one of the tie lines was not properly fastened. He said he did not load the trailer, but everything looked fine when he inspected it before leaving. Nescopac Police Chief Richard Horashak said that the house cracked the utility pole and that Koch will be cited for hauling an insecure load. Don's Towing from South Center was able to move part of the building to the eastbound lane, opening up the westbound lane for any cars that did not cut through side streets to avoid the accident. By noon, fire police and firefighters were guiding tractor trailers around the home. According to Horashak, when Don's Towing tried to lift the house back onto the trailer, it split into two pieces. It took only 2 p.m. to clean up the street and open it back up completely. There has been a burglary-related offense recently in the city of Hazleton. On Saturday, December 6th, 2 individuals were arrested after being caught robbing the Olasco Smoke Shop at 81 North Wyoming Street. The robbery took place around 3 o'clock a.m., and according to police, the front door's glass was shattered, and 2 men, including a juvenile, were found on the premises. The non-juvenile culprit was identified as Christopher Castro Sanlante, who now remains at the Luzerne County Prison on posted $10,000 bail.
The Courtdale Police Department made an arrest while conducting a DUI checkpoint. 20-year-old Jaden Calawan tried to flee from the officers on foot, and once they obtained a search warrant, they found 21 bags of marijuana, a Glock firearm with an extended magazine that was stolen, and additional drug paraphernalia. Calawan was arrested and charged with DUI, evading arrest on foot, and escaping. Right as planned, 45th and 47th President Donald Trump arrived at the Mount Airy Casino Resort in Mount Pocono on the evening of Tuesday, December 9th. As expected, Secret Service made sure the event's proceeding was a calm and safe experience for everyone, not letting too many people in at once, scheduling the parking lot's closing, the building's entry level, and overall security. The Trump supporters were required to wait in a long line for a few hours, but ultimately got to hear his economic message, along with some jokes to keep everyone enthusiastic. The president went in front of many of his supporters to discuss the big possibility of lowering prices and raising checks.
We're respected again as a country, we're respected. Since my inauguration, we've created nearly 60,000 new Pennsylvania jobs, including 4,000 Pennsylvania manufacturing jobs that the Democrats gave up on. You're doing better than you've ever done. Under our leadership, more than 40,000 Pennsylvanians have been lifted off of food stamps, 40,000.
Trump made sure to thank everyone who voted for him, saying that because of his election win in 2024, his voters helped save the country. Trump did show courage in what he had to say and made it clear of his goal of making America affordable again.
U.S. Steel was one of the greatest companies, which really, for a long period of time, years ago, the greatest company anywhere in the world. U.S. Steel, you see it with the big factories that were, 2 years ago, now it's starting to fill up. The tariffs have filled it up because people are coming here. Other steel companies are coming to Pennsylvania now because of they don't want to spend 100%, 50%, 25% on tariffs. Are all coming in.
Police have made multiple arrests in relation to a shooting that killed an 18-year-old and injured a teenager in Freeland. Yesterday, police arrested 19-year-old Emmanuel Franklin Feliz on charges of criminal homicide. Since then, police have arrested 4 more people in relation to the crime. Juan Solano Castillo, Lysander Jose Picardo, Wally Bonilla, and Wally Javier Barrera Torres have all been charged with criminal homicide. They are currently held without bail in Luzerne County, with Picardo awaiting extradition from New Jersey. Police say that the 2 people killed in the machete attack in Scranton have now been identified. 61-year-old Linda Fortuna and 56-year-old Terry Mueller died when police say 38-year-old Michael Woods attacked them with a machete, ultimately killing them, along with Mueller's service dog Nyla, who was 1.5 years old. Another victim, 66-year-old Marilyn Joan Waller, survived the attack, but remains in critical condition at Geisinger CMC. Police say that when Woods was arrested, his clothes and machete were stained in blood. He has been charged with 2 counts of criminal homicide, as well as aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and animal abuse. A man has been arrested after it was discovered that he was in possession of hundreds of files of child pornography on his devices. 26-year-old John Caboli IV was arrested in Carbon County and faces several charges in possession of child sexual abuse material, or CSAM. Police executed a search warrant at Caboli's residence and found 2 cell phones totaling with over 290 files of CSAM. Caboli was previously registered onto the sex offender registry after being charged with possession and distribution of CSAM in 2018. He is currently held in Carbon County Prison with a $250,000 bail. Coming up on Wyln News, we check in with PA State Representative Dane Watrow on Watrow's Weekly Update. Plus, Wyln historian Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Wilkes-Barre Part 4. And stay right here on Wyln. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by Lehigh Valley Health Network, part of Jefferson Health. With LVHN Same Day, Next Day Cancer Care, you can get a video visit with a clinician within 48 hours following a cancer diagnosis. Learn more at lvhn.org/cancercare.
Hi, my name is Victoria and I'm 7 years old. Tomorrow the weather will be cloudy.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today. If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Cheers Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in at 610 North Broad Street in West Hazleton, 570-454-7229. Cheers is proud to be celebrating 70 years in business.
Something is out there, What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30.
Are you sitting at home living in pain? Maybe it's in your hands, maybe your back or your hips. The good news is you don't need to live in pain. Why? Because there is Omega XL, a one-of-a-kind, natural, powerful joint relief supplement created from the green lip mussels of New Zealand. Drug-free, non-habit forming. It's small, easy to swallow, and it's backed by more than 40 years of clinical research. As I was getting older, my joints started to feel that wear and tear. But then I tried Omega XL, and it changed my life. If you're experiencing daily aches and pains due to aging and overuse, try Omega XL and see the difference it can make in your life.
Buy one, get two free. 2 bottles of Omega XL plus Vitamin XL D3, a value of more than $85. Call today and you pay only $39.95. Plus, you have nothing to lose because it's backed by our 60-day money-back guarantee. Call now.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
Hi, welcome to Watro's Weekly Update. I am the host today, Preston Andrus, and here with me is my good friend Dane Watro. How are you today, Dane?
I'm doing very good. Thank you again for having me. I sincerely appreciate it, as always.
Yeah. Anyway, I probably know the obvious positive answer to this, but how's the cold?
Absolutely terrible.
Okay.
I cannot take it. I don't love it. I like the heat, but I guess it's that time of year, so I guess we're just going to have to make do. But speaking of that, can we touch on the LIHEAP program here?
Sure, yeah.
All right, in the 116th District in Clear Cross, Pennsylvania. It's for people with that need help with home assistance with heating. That's for your senior citizens and meet income guidelines if you meet those criteria. The best thing I could always say to do is to call the office. That's the best way to get in touch with me to make sure that you're qualified for this home heating assistance. It's that type of year, as you said. It's chilly out there, and this weekend's supposed to be extremely cold. So I'm a little bit worried about that and our residents here in the greater Hazleton area and beyond in Schuylkill County as well.
Yeah. And yeah, to be in certain situations, it's really based on the money. And you did mention a certain budget topic that we would like to discuss today, or?
Yeah, so next year we're going to be ramping up again to hear the governor's budget address. Typically happens in January, where he'll lay out his plan, his vision for Pennsylvania and what he believes needs to be funded. Now, that's what he believes. The legislature is the one that has authority to go ahead and pass the budget and then send it to the governor. So it's different entities involved. It is the governor, it is the state house, and then the state senate as well. So all those caucuses get involved and develop a good, solid plan for the signature of the governor to sign. So hopefully by June 30th of 2026, we'll have that coming off this year here we're already in December, so January we'll have a new proposed budget. So stay tuned. I hope we have good information coming.
You know, these new years cannot come soon enough. Like, I remember back in 2011, I was thinking, oh man, 2015 will not get here very soon. Gee, look where we are now.
I know. Yeah. Time, that's what I tell my children as well. Time doesn't wait. Time moves fast, and enjoy and be thankful for what we have. And we talk about being thankful, we're just coming off of Thanksgiving.
Right.
And
yeah.
I'm sitting here and I'm just thinking and contemplating that I'm very thankful for you and WYLN for giving me this opportunity to get out here and explain programs like LIHEAP, rent rebate and homeowners rebates, give our constituents updates on what's going on down in Harrisburg, as well as how they're affected and what we do as state legislators. So I want to thank you and WYLN again for giving me this opportunity.
It's our pleasure. We like to get it all out there and really talk about the pros and cons of it all.
Right.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest with you, I don't think there's any local news stations anymore except for WYLN that bring you good at-home local news. So thank you.
We would really like to look more into that. I mean, yeah, this is the most local I've ever seen one before. I struck gold when I found one near home, actually. So consider myself and you lucky.
Yeah, I'm very thankful and very lucky. Thank you.
So speaking of luck, you said that there was a positive note that we'd like to say for McAdoo today.
Yes, thanks for bringing that one up. I totally slipped my mind. But yes, McAdoo, Senator Dave Argel, which is a colleague of mine. He's in the state Senate, and I'm in the state House, but we work very closely together. And one of the things we really work close together on is bringing state dollars back to our district. And McAdoo Borough applied for a grant for a plow truck, a salt truck, and all that. And we're able to assist with letters and really try to drive that and push that home to bring to our community. And right in McAdoo, Pennsylvania, they were awarded the grant. They just got their truck in, I believe it was the beginning of last week. So I'm very happy, and as well as the residents in the McAdoo Borough. Plowed streets should have their salted streets as well with this truck that was obtained by state dollars. So I appreciate you bringing that up. That totally slipped my mind.
Okay, because every town that in this nice little state of PA needs a plow.
Yes.
Everyone needs one.
Absolutely, and unfortunately, equipment takes a good beating in this weather, as well as our roads.
True.
So
I mean, that's why, because of all this rock salt being spread, that's why earlier this summer, I got my car undercoated.
Yep, bingo. That's a good thing to get done to your vehicle for sure. And yeah, so we're just happy to announce that for the McAdoo Borough. Every community gets out there and they apply, they work hard, and we try to deliver for all of our constituents here in the 116th District.
Well, it's good to know. It's really, I'm glad that things are looking up for pretty good.
It is.
Yeah. Okay, well, with that said, I'd say we got some good stuff down on this Watro's Weekly Update. So, yeah, and we are just starting off with a nice little cold weather. I'm sure you're happy about that.
Not really.
Okay. So with that said, hope you had fun today. So we'll see you next time.
And you will love the feel-good feeling you get when you shop at Grand Central in Nescopeck and Hazleton. You will enjoy a no-pressure professional sales staff, experienced delivery crew, service after the sale,
and don't forget, everyday low prices.
No matter what you're shopping for in your home, we have you covered with top brand names like Flex Steel, Lazy Boy, England, and Dillon Custom Rugs.
With our enormous selection and the flexibility to finance interest-free for up to 60 months, Grand Central makes it easy to make your house a home.
You know, this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, we're going to be doing a different show, talking about philosophy of how I want to help you to cope with your problems, to find happiness for the holidays. Tune in.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network.
Hard times would come to Wilkes-Barre in the mid-20th century as coal died a slow and steady death in the decades progressed. The death knell for deep mining in the Wilkes-Barre area would come on January 22, 1959 at the River Slope Mine owned by the Knox Coal Company. The miners had been ordered by management to dig underneath the Susquehanna River, which was against standard industry regulations. Unable to judge the thickness of the rock above them, they dug too close to the surface, and the river broke into the mine, filling it with roughly 10 billion gallons of water and killing 12 men. It would take 3 days to plug the hole in the river, which was partially accomplished by pushing empty train cars into the whirlpool that had formed, and the bodies of the deceased were never recovered. Mining in northeastern Pennsylvania would not recover from the disaster either, as the rise of oil and natural gas would displace coal as a major energy source. 13 years later, the city would take another heavy blow in June 1972, when Hurricane Agnes moved through the area. The storm raised Susquehanna River levels to heights of 41 feet above the city's then existing levee systems, and flood the downtown with 9 feet of water. 128 people were killed in the storm, and 400,000 homes and businesses were destroyed, with damages totaling over $2 billion. Wilkes-Barre quickly improved its levee system afterwards to prevent such a calamity from happening again. Unfortunately, Wilkes-Barre had a firm ally in Congress to help them recover from Agnes's wrath. Daniel Flood had been first elected to the House of Representatives in 1944, following several positions at the state level, including a stint working for the Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board. He would lose office in 1946, be re-elected a second time in 1948, was defeated again in 1952, and then won his seat a third time in 1954, the first of 11 consecutive terms in the House. Dapper Dan, as he was known, became a prominent member of the House, notably with a high-ranking seat on the House Appropriations Committee. Flood firmly supported the creation of Medicare, and, well aware of the difficulties his constituents faced with the decline of the mines, pushed for passage of the Area Redevelopment Act of 1961 and the Federal Coal Mine Health and Safety Act of 1969. When Agnes's waters crushed Wilkes-Barre, it was Flood who got Richard Nixon to personally come and examine the damage, and Flood who marshaled the overall federal response to the disaster. It took a flood to tame a flood, the congressman would brag afterwards. Throughout all Flood's career, however, numerous charges of corruption would dog him. At least 8 U.S. attorney offices would investigate him during his tenure, levying close to 200 corruption charges at him, and would come to a head in February 1978, when Flood would be formally accused of illegally giving federal grant money to a community organization in New York. A former aide would testify under oath that Flood had repeatedly received kickbacks from businesses in exchange for giving them lucrative grants. In one notable allegation, it was claimed Flood had taken money from Plains Township's Medico Industries, which at that time was rumored to be controlled by the mob, in exchange for a $4 million contract from the Defense Department to produce warheads for the Vietnam War. The fact Flood often traveled in a Medico company jet did not help his cause. He would be indicted in September 1979 on 3 counts of perjury concerning payoffs, and would be censured by Congress the following year. Seeing the writing on the wall, Daniel Flood would resign his House seat in January 1980. Later in 1972, though, Wilkes-Barre would again find itself as a place of origin, this time in the realm of television. Far away in New York, Charles Dolan, the head of Manhattan Cable, had a problem. His company, despite being the first cable company in the country to use underground cables, was losing money. To turn his luck around, Dolan hit on the idea of a new cable channel, originally to be called the Green Channel, that would show unedited movies and live sporting events without commercial interruption. In 1971, he got authorization from the FCC to move ahead with what was then called home box office, but faced the additional problem in New York City of having a pre-existing pay-TV franchise agreement. So Dolan scouted for another city to launch his new channel on. Originally, he aimed to use Allentown for the launch, but that fell through after learning that city fell within the Philadelphia 76ers blackout radius, which have hindered the live sporting events Dolan wished to run. Help came from Teleservice, later Service Electric, head John Walson, who offered to let his cable service in Wilkes-Barre be the channel's launch distributor. And so, at 7:30 p.m. on November 8, 1972, HBO went on the air to 365 initial subscribers in the Wilkes-Barre area with a Rangers-Canucks hockey game, followed by the Henry Fonda movie, Sometimes Great Notion. In the years since, HBO has grown from these humble beginnings into an entertainment giant, providing hours of entertainment content for viewers. Today, a large plaque stands in Wilkes-Barre's public square to celebrate the birth of the now legendary channel in the city. And while many professional athletes have come out of Wilkes-Barre over the decades, few have captured the public's attention more than Raghib Ismail. The oldest of three athletic brothers, Ismail played football and track and field at Myers High School, where he earned his nickname the Rocket for his blazing fast speed. He would go on to play football at Notre Dame, where his play on the field, memorably including several kick return touchdowns, would wow fans across the nation. Notre Dame won the national championship in 1988, Ismail's freshman year, and was a major contender for the title for the remainder of his time in South Bend. Ismail finished second to Ty Detmer in the Heisman Trophy voting in 1990, and afterwards decided to turn professional. Although he seemed certain to be the number one pick in that year's NFL draft, it would be the Canadian Football League's Toronto Argonauts who would get Ismail's attention first. Eager to make a big splash under a new ownership group that included both Wayne Gretzky and John Candy, the Argonauts signed Ismail to a then football record $18.2 million contract. With the Rocket leading the way, the Argonauts would have a magical 1991 season, making it all the way to the championship game. There, in a contest played in temperatures well below zero, Ismail would pull off some cool runnings, returning a kickoff 87 yards for a touchdown, and ultimately winning game MVP as the Argonauts defeated the Calgary Stampeders for the Grey Cup. The following season would be less successful for the franchise, after which the Argonauts, facing financial difficulties, released Ismail. He would sign with the then Los Angeles Raiders, who had drafted him in the 4th round in 1991. Ismail would have a generally solid NFL career, racking up 5,291 total receiving yards and 30 touchdowns with 3 teams before retiring in 2003.
It's cold out there. Call S.J. Kowalski for the best products and solutions to help lower your energy costs and keep your family safe and comfortable this winter. Our professional team has unparalleled experience with all the latest innovative types of heating systems. We're a Lennox Premier dealer, installing high-quality equipment, providing the ultimate experience in comfort and climate control while being energy efficient. S.J. Kowalski, heating and cooling the way the earth intended.
WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
WYLN TV 35 is expanding and is on the hunt for a dynamic salesperson to join our vibrant team. If you've got the passion and the drive, we want to hear from you. Send your resume to the email displayed on your screen. Don't miss this great opportunity.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Hello, I'm WYLN historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns.
Attention WYLN viewers, WYLN TV can now be seen on the Hazleton Service Electric Cablevision HD tier, channel 507, and over the air at 35.1. WYLN, we're your local network.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.